At this point, we have two more multi-step problems to go through. We have this top one and this bottom one. I'm actually going to do these out of order. I'm going to start at the bottom here and look at finding the measure of the unknown angle. So we're trying to find the value of this question mark over here, and we're going to have to use a lot of a couple different steps to figure out what that question mark is. And so the first thing that I notice is that I have a pair of vertical angles here and here. So I'm just going to start to label what I can, label what I know. And I know that if this is 35, then this is also 35 because they're vertical angles. Then I'm looking at, I can figure out this angle here because of the triangle angle sum theorem. I know that the measure of angles in a triangle is equal to 180. So the two that I know are 135, and if I do 180 minus 135, I get 45. So this missing angle measure then is 45 degrees. And then the last thing that I can come up with to find that question mark is I know that these two fall on a straight line. And so that means that they're supplementary. That means that their sum is 180. So if I find the 180 minus 45, my missing angle measure is 135. So question mark is equal to 135 degrees. So when you're looking at these problems, the best thing to do is just start with what you know and what you can figure out and start labeling. Had I tried to automatically come up here and just like take a stab at what 45's degree measure or angle measure is, it wouldn't work. It wouldn't be very efficient. So start with what you can and work your way towards those question marks. At this time, I really do want to challenge you to at least try this top one up here on your own. Just see what measurements you can, maybe you can't find all four, but see which ones you can come up with on your own, and then watch the video, then unpause the video to see how you did. Okay, so hopefully you at least tried this one on your own. You at least paused and took some thought time to decide this and think about things on your own. And maybe you didn't come up with all the angle measures, but maybe you can come up with some or one of them. And so the first thing I'm going to look at is angle number one. I'm just going to start with angle number one and see, can I come up with this very first answer? And when I look at angle number one is vertical angles with this 47 degree mark. There are two lines that intersect, and the angles that are across from each other are vertical angles. And so because they're vertical, they're also congruent. So angle number one is equal to 47 degrees because of vertical angles. I'm just going to write that out to the side here to show my work, show my thought process. And then I'm going to put that on my number line here. I'm also going to label my picture 47 degrees here. Then angle number two. Well, angle number two is vertical of 4, but I don't know what 4 is. I do see that there's a right angle marker here, and because all of this falls on a straight line, then we know that this is also 90 degrees, so 1 and 2 are complementary angles. So because angle 1 and angle 2 are complementary angles, their sum is 90, so I could do 90 minus 47. And when I do that, I get, not 30, I get 43. 90 minus 47 is equal to 43, sorry. And so the angle measure of 2 is equal to 43 degrees. And we did that again because 1 and 2 are complementary. If this is a 90 degree angle and this whole thing is 180, 180 minus 90 leaves us with 90 over here. So this is these two are complementary angles. So angle 2 is 43 degrees. Angle 3. Well, angle 3 is actually vertical angles with this 90 degree marker that was given to us from the very beginning. If you notice, these two lines intersect, and the angles that are across from one another are considered vertical angles. So because angle 3 is a vertical angle with this square marker, angle 3 is a 90 degree angle. So angle 3 and the little square marker are vertical angles, which means that they're equal, they're the same. So down here on my answer lines, I've got measure of angle 2, 43 degrees, measure of angle 3, 90 degrees. And then this very last angle measure, angle number 4. Angle number 4 is now I should be able to find vertical angles again. I've got two lines that intersect here, and angle 4 and angle 2 are across from each other when they do that. So because angle 2 and angle 4 are across from each other, they're vertical angles, which also means that they have the same angle measure. So angle 2 and angle 4 are vertical angles. And so angle number 4 is equal to 43 degrees. Now we could also recognize that 4 and 47 meet at a right angle because 3 was 90 degrees. That meant that this was a right angle. So that meant that this has to be a right angle. And so we know that 47 degrees and angle 4 are complementary. And complementary angles means 90, they have a sum of 90, and 90 minus 47 is 43. So either way, we can use vertical angles or complementary angles at that point in time to find the measure of angle 4 to be 43 degrees. And so we're going to continue working on these multi-step problems and finding missing angle measures using complementary, supplementary, vertical angles, adjacent angles, and the knowledge that we have of those, as well as the triangle angle sum theorem, like we did down here, to really problem solve and find some missing angle measures next time we're in class.